Hello, I'm Morris Dimba. Welcome to this tutorial. Today I'm going to take you through the usage of spiral beam in Tekla structures. And this is applicable in both steel and concrete when it comes to creation of spiral stairs and ramps. Welcome once again in this to this presentation, and let's get started right away. When you take a look on the screen, you'll be able to see a default grid already created, but we will use this default grid just to create a view or an elevation that will assist us in creating an elevation for our spiral beam that will enable us create spiral stairs and a ramp. Now let's get straight and get started. We'll go to Windows here, and as we do Windows here, I've already created just one grid that will represent the elevation that we'll be using in creating the spiral beam that later on will be used to create a spiral staircase and a spiral ramp. Now I'll click on that. We'll have this, and I'll take you back slightly just to show you how these dimensions are fed or are placed on the grid. I'll switch back to isometric view and click on the isometric view right there, and double click on the grid right here like that. And I've mentioned it several times. The moment you double click on the grid, these grid properties will come up, and you'll be able to see all the dimensions used on that grid. Here are the dimensions and how are placed. I've indicated on several tutorials. Now this should be a very simple task to undertake. Now if you take a look on the x-axis, you have those dimensions. We have y-axis with those dimensions, and z-axis where you have where our ramp will be elevating from, or will be starting from 0 level to all the way to 40 meters high. Let me just scroll to the last dimension. You'll see it there. It's 40 meters. 40 meters. Similar to this, just go to the utmost height. You'll be able to see it is 40 meters. And remember, at the moment you fed your dimensions here, just copy paste and prefix them with a plus sign, and that is enough. And I'll switch back to my elevation A. Now I'll close this, then come to Windows here and pick my elevation A as grid A. Now the spiral beams will start from 0 level, running all the way to 40 meters high. Now from here, I want to go straight to beam and pick spiral beam here. And prior to going that direction, I want to check first of all our dimensions that will be assisting us in coming up with the spiral of the beams for both concrete and steel. Now if you take a look on this, we want to measure this manually. We'll come to edit right there. We'll come to measure and edit. We'll come to distance right there and snap on that spot and snap on this spot just to check the dimensions in between 1 and 3, and click on that. You'll be able to see down here on the command line on the program, it is indicating that it is 12 meters in length. Now the mid is 6 meters. 6 meters. Now we want to create the spirals. We'll go straight to concrete. We'll come to beam right there. We'll pick that, then snap right here. The moment you snap on that spot, now the program will ask you to pick on the center. Pick on the center. We want our center to be this. After picking on that center, we want to click on the axis. This will be our axis, this middle line. We'll click on that. That will be our axis. That will be our axis. But we've started with the bigger spiral. Let's start with the smaller one. I'll undo that. Then I'll come to beam. On the beam there, I want to snap right here. After picking this, the initial part or position, I'll pick on the center, then pick on the axis, which will be this. That will be our inner spiral beam. I'll right click to exit that. I'll come back to spiral beam again. I'll pick this. I'll pick a spiral beam and pick on this, on that spot, and pick this as the center. Then pick on this as the axis. That's it. Let me right click and interrupt to exit from that spiral command. Now from here I want to show you how to manipulate these angles and the heights of the spiral. Now double click on the spiral, double click on it once you've created your spiral beam, then come under geometry. Under geometry, on rotation angle, you'll feed the appropriate angle that will be appropriate for your spiral beam, and the total rise. The total rise will be the utmost height of your spiral that later on you'll be able to convert into a spiral staircase or a ramp. Now on the twist angle at start, we'll leave it as 0, 0 level, and twist angle at the end, we'll leave it at 0, 0 level. Then you'll be able to reposition your beams by using these positions: middle, top, and front. That's it. Now we'll just close this. Thereafter, I'll double click on this, then feed a negative sign there and click modify, just to switch the position where I started creating, to see the starting points of all the spiral beams. I'll click and apply and give it an OK. Now this is how it looks. Now from here we'll continue in part 1, in part 2, where we'll be able to now to create the threads or just a concrete that will be representing a ramp floor. That's enough for today's presentation, and let's meet on the second tutorial that will be explaining how to place these threads for spiral staircase and placing the floor for the ramp. Thanks for watching this video, and let's meet on the next presentation. Thanks a lot. Don't forget to subscribe to this channel for more videos to come. I'm your presenter, Maurice Dimba, and let's meet then. Bye bye.